Today's topic is clever NK cell. If you see the function of this NK cell, there are mainly three functions that are performed by NK cells. The first is ADCC, that is only played by NK cell. It means antibody-dependent cell-mediated cytotoxicity. The second is activation of macrophage. What happens when a macrophage engulfs some bacteria or pathogen by phagocytosis? It starts to secrete a interleukin called IL-12. NK cells express receptor for the IL-12 so that IL-12 can be received. When NK cell receive the IL-12, then the NK cell also secrete a chemical called IFN-gamma, and this macrophage also express receptor for the IFN-gamma so that this can receive this IFN-gamma. When the macrophage receive the IFN-gamma, it actually digests the intercellular microbes. The last function performed by NK cell is killing of virally infected or tumor cells directly. NK cell do not need any help from the other immune cells. It can directly kill any virally infected or tumor cells. But if you see that this function, killing of virally infected or tumor cells, can also be performed by cytotoxic T cells. This function can be performed by cytotoxic T cells. And the activation of macrophage, like the secretion of IFN-gamma, TH1, a subset of TH cell, can also secrete IFN-gamma and can activate. Only the ADCC is performed by NK cells. Although the T cells, TC cells, like cytotoxic T cells, perform this function, but NK cell perform the same function very clever way. Let's assume this is a virally or tumor cells, virally infected or tumor cells. So this is actually a virally infected or maybe tumor cell. What happens? Virus or tumor cells, specifically when virus like CMV, cytomegalovirus, HBV means hepatitis B virus, and adenovirus 12, these three viruses actually well documented. When they infect cells, they try to inhibit the synthesis of a molecule called MHC. So they actually try to inhibit a molecule called MHC-I. The role of MHC-I is very simple. Major histocompatibility complex perform its function by presenting antigen. So if this is an MHC molecule, they actually represent antigen. So if this is a MHC-I molecule, they represent antigen. In case of normal or healthy cells, the healthy cell express MHC-I and self antigen to present. But when virus infect the cell virally infected cell actually present the viral antigen by the MHC-I. So when virus infect, these cells try to express viral antigen through the MHC-I. But some virus are actually clever, so they actually target this molecule, MHC-I molecule, so that they cannot be represented to the immune system. Because when MHC-I represent antigen, it actually recognized by other immune cells like TH cells, TC cells, because MHC-I is recognized by TC cells. So by preventing MHC-I, they actually try to escape the immune system. So by preventing MHC-I, they try to escape immune system or immune cells. So when this virus infect the body, this protein cannot be represented by the MHC-I molecule. This is one mechanism by which virus can escape the immune system. Also the tumor cells, when the normal healthy cells become tumor, they also starts to express low amount of MHC, and sometimes they do not represent MHC. So this is also a escape mechanism of our immune system or the tumor cells from the immune system. When the tumor cells also express low amount of or altogether no MHC-I molecules, these cells cannot be represented to the other immune cells. So this is the example of one immune escape mechanism. This is the immune escape mechanism. Actually, this virus inhibit a protein that helps in the formation of MHC-I, that is called TAP protein. TAP means transporter associated antigen processing. This protein is actually present in the endoplasmic reticulum that helps in the formation of MHC-I molecule. This is called TAP. So this CMV, HBV and adenovirus actually repress this protein so that MHC-I cannot be actually produced or not functional. So if this cell is not virally infected, if this is a normal cell or healthy cell, so let's assume this is a healthy cell, and when NK cell come close to the healthy cell, NK cell actually express two type of receptor. One is called activating receptor and another is called inhibitory receptor. So if this is a healthy cell, this healthy cell actually expressed two type of ligand for the activating receptor and inhibitory receptor. So let's assume this is a activating receptor ligand, and for the inhibitory receptor the ligand is MHC-I. So now you can understand. So when the cell is healthy, the healthy cells express a ligand for the activating receptor and a ligand called MHC-I that actually bind with the inhibitory receptor. When the activating receptor binds with this ligand, it sends a signal to the NK cell to kill the cell. But when the NK cell receives the inhibitory receptor, it actually sends a signal not to kill, and the ultimate result is not to kill, because NK cell sense that this is a healthy cell by this inhibitory receptor. But in the previous situation I have told you that this virus try to inhibit MHC-I molecule, because by the MHC-I cytotoxic T cell can kill the cell. So if this is virally infected or tumor cell, then these cells do not express MHC-I. As I have already mentioned, to kill the virally infected or tumor cells, another cell is responsible called TC cell, cytotoxic T cell, and cytotoxic T cell can recognize by MHC-I molecule. So when the virus actually inhibit the virally infected cells or the tumor cells do not express MHC-I, they can escape these TC cells. TC cell cannot kill, cytotoxic T cells cannot kill these cells. But NK cell has a mechanism by which it can sense that this cells is actually virally infected or tumor cells. By how they sense, this virally infected tumor cell express the activating ligand so that it can attach with the activating receptor and send the signal to the NK cells that to kill the cell. But when there is no inhibitory or MHC-I molecule, the inhibitory receptor do not send any signal to the NK cell, and only to kill the cell response or the signal go and this NK cell kill the cell. Then the NK cells actually secrete two molecules. One is called perforin that perforate the membrane. Okay. Then the NK cell secrete an enzyme called granzyme. So this is a perforin that form a pole-like structure, and then the NK cell starts to secrete granzyme that can enter into the cell. When there is no perforin, the granzyme cannot function. Only when there is perforin that form a pore, the granzyme can enter into the cell and kill the cell directly, called cytotoxicity. These cytotoxic T cells also secrete perforin and granzyme, perform the same function, but they can be fooled by this virus or tumor because not to expressing by the MHC-I. But NK cell is very clever. It can recognize that this cells is virally infected or tumor cells so that it is not expressing MHC-I, so that it can kill the cells.